it was crazy because when I got home, I started like checking Twitter just to catch up. And I keep seeing like, oh, Nifty's gone. Okay, good. Then I see Brian got kicked off. And he didn't just get kicked off. It was Jimmy got kicked off, but that was just an excuse for him to go downstairs and don some Joker makeup and then go back upstairs and, do his Reddit Jimmy Joker bit. Then that's when Brian ended up getting kicked off. He got eliminated via poll, right? So that was crazy. And then I also figure out that Delaney got kicked off as well. And then even Octavius, who was supposed to be Brian's doppelganger, he ends up getting kicked off, which sucks because he was trained. I ended up seeing some of his stuff on YouTube. I was looking forward to the potential of being able to train with somebody who actually trains, other than Sam. It would have been nice to get a roll in with the guy, maybe sparring. I think maybe we could have sparred. I mean, I'm disappointed that Brian got kicked off. I'm also disappointed that Octavius got kicked off. I didn't really know too much about Delaney, Nifty. Look, I don't want to be like mean necessarily, right? But I kind of understood what Nifty was. And I mean, everybody understood what Nifty was. That is the content queen. I'm not overly sad to see Nifty go, right? But it does suck that Brian had to go. It sucks that Octavius had to go because, like I said, I wanted to train with the dude. And unfortunately, that did not end up happening. Oh, well. Like even though Jet and Sam knew that there was going to be an elimination, they didn't really 1,000% know who was going to go, right? But if I had known the way it was going to go down yesterday, I probably would have stayed later on Wednesday, and I would have got a roll in with the guy. But yeah, Brian. I am sad to see Brian go. People were saying he gave off like sociopath vibes and stuff like that. I will say he gave me a weird vibe at first. I would catch him kind of looking at me when my back was turned, like, you're facing here and there's somebody over there, and you turn around and they're like looking at you, and then they kind of do that, right? There was a point, I don't know if you can see it I don't know if anybody else saw it, and it's not like I expect anybody to go looking for it in the archives or anything like that, right? But I feel like if you looked, you would probably notice that, because I was noticing that. And not because I was like secretly watching him, but because I'd be like here, and I'd turn around, and I'd notice like, oh, that's Brian, and he'd be looking at me, and then he'd be like, he'd do that. It was a little bit strange, and I don't mean in the context of I'm the leader of the class, therefore he's waiting for instruction or anything. I mean, like, I'd just be sitting there waiting for people to get back from their water break, and I'd be like, I'd look that way, and he'd be over here in my field of vision looking at me. And it wasn't like a look where it's like, oh, I'm just waiting for instruction. It was a look where it almost felt like he was kind of trying to dissect me, trying to figure out what my angle was, what I'm about. Now that I'm saying that out loud, I guess that could be in the context of him wanting to be ready for whatever bullshit I might end up throwing his way related to the game, because he doesn't know. I could be a complete gaslight. For all he knows, as a fish, Judge Goldstriker could be a red herring. I could be the real host of Fishtank Live, and he doesn't even know. So maybe he's just trying to like figure me out so that he can be better prepared for something that I might throw at him, some kind of weird twist or anything. Maybe that's what it was. But at the time of it happening, I did kind of sort of feel like it was kind of like a sociopath stare. If I'm being honest with you, I'm just sitting here like, what is this guy fucking looking at, dude? What does he want from me? You better not be checking me out, bro. You better not be trying to get a look, cop a quick look. I can feel him undressing me with his eyes. I didn't think he liked me very much in the beginning. I won't say that I hated him or anything like that. I don't hate any of the fish, but I definitely was not his biggest fan at first because of that weird vibe that he kind of gave off. As time went on, though, he started doing and saying the right things to kind of get me to realize either A, it was just a misunderstanding, or B, maybe he is kind of coming around and he's not going to be a weirdo or anything like that. Like when I gave him the Jocko belt, he expressed what to me sounded like sincere gratitude for being given the Jocko belt. He also said that he wants to do it when he gets out. I don't know if that was just, him blowing smoke up my ass or not, but I did believe the gratitude he was expressing was real. And because of that, I was like, okay, so maybe Brian is not a dickhead. Maybe he's not like a bad guy or anything like that. Because of that, by the time he did get kicked out yesterday, I was kind of like, oh man, You know, there was nobody that was on the chopping block that I was like really happy to see on the chopping block. I do like Trish, right? I like Trish, guys. I like Trish, baby. I like Trish. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can I go on a date with Trish? Is that okay? Jokes aside, like, I like all the fish for one reason or another. I will say I like some of the fish more than other fish. I'm not going to tell you which ones. Other than Shinji. I was very vocal about my support for Shinji very early on. So seeing all of them on the chopping block yesterday, the ones that were, I was like, oh man, that sucks, dude. But that's the name of the game. That's just the way that it's going to work. And they definitely got rid of more than just Brian and Nifty yesterday, specifically Brian, because somebody ended up saying that they cleaned house because they're going to try bringing in new freeloaders and stuff like that. I really can't wait. I can't wait to see what cast of characters they end up bringing in. It's going to be real fun. It's going to be a hoot. It's going to be a holler. And yeah, I mean, let's just see what the future holds. If I remember correctly, I'm losing track of time here. This is the end of week 3, so we have 3 more weeks to go. So we're halfway through, but we still have 3 weeks. And think of how long this 3 weeks was. And when I say long, I don't mean long in a bad way. I mean, like, think of how much happened in 3 weeks. And we still have 3 more weeks of gaslighting, freeloaders, crazy challenges, me trying to fuck with them. I mean, man, I'm excited. You know, I'm really excited. Hopefully they bring in more interesting people. I mean, I know they will, but you get what I'm saying.